Shalom to the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bashim HaKadosh. And giving, of course, double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who will. Peace and salutation to the elect, 144,000 prophets, and the rest of the remnant of the 1/3, whom are not prophets, but are believers in the words of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim HaKadosh. Israelites, which the Israelites consist of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the Israelite foreigners like unto the speckled bird, that are variegated, coming in different appearances due to their scattering, but lineage go back by the way of their fathers to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the spirit bear when it's our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. Of course, give him a shalom again. Shemiyah Mappa is a Mappa from the Great Millstone Playing Tables Camp, coming with this wee lesson right now. This is concerning Biden administration reversing decision to remove William Penn statue from park commemorating founding of Pennsylvania. William Penn statue to remain at park where rehabilitation still is likely. Now, I'm unsure if this actually shows anything, but you have William Penn, the Quaker. And we'll try to get an article. So here,
and to remove a statue of William Penn. The purpose of the plan was to revitalize the Philadelphia park and make it more welcoming, accurate, and inclusive for visitors. The government agency planned to expand its Native American history and rehabilitate the park that is located at the historical figure's former home. Here's a quick history lesson. William Penn is known as the founder of Pennsylvania, a state rich in early U.S. history. Way before the freedom of religion was enshrined in any Declaration of Independence, Penn dreamt of a colony where Quakers, along with all kinds of Christians, could come together and worship freely. Democratic principles served as inspiration for the Constitution. It's this statue of Penn that the National Park Service planned to remove at Welcome Park, a park dedicated to Penn and named after the ship Penn took to Philadelphia. The Park Service says the proposal to rehabilitate the park was released prematurely and did not get a complete internal agency review before its release. The idea of a Penn statue being removed received bipartisan backlash. Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro said he was in touch with the Biden administration to correct the decision. Other statues around the country have toppled in a recent movement to remove certain historical figures who had ties to slavery or the Confederacy during the Civil War. The National Park Service says they still plan to revitalize Welcome Park, but will draw up a new plan, this time leaving the Penn statue in place.
Which Esau Edom does not want to get rid of the history of his people. These things are put up as memorials, all right, of dominance and rulership over Israelites. You have it that apparently they wanted to include some inclusion of Native Americans history and incorporate with the park, but I'm not sure how they're going to incorporate that. But you have it, the Masha or Master, the burden, or is not being lifted by Esau. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple of scriptures, and just covering a few things. William Penn did own slaves, which we'll get that information. Obviously, if he was very wealthy, what do you think was a majority of the wealth that, or got Edomites' wealth, and it was mainly slaves. Okay. This is Isaiah 22:18, and it says here, I can start a bit above. Isaiah 22:17, behold, Yahweh will carry thee away with a mighty captivity, and will surely cover thee. He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country. In America, there thou shalt die, and there the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house. And you have it that we went into slavery. You had already Native Americans that were here that were oppressed, put into slavery first too, when you go into history. But so-called Native Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they have been oppressed and put into slavery, all right, by Edomites, okay, in the history, okay. And that was done violently, okay. Taza Nop, meaning to wrap or wind together, all right, violently turn. Going to the history of being on them different slave ships too. I'm gonna go out and bring out Isaiah or Habakkuk, the second chapter, I believe around 16. It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink that thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered." Being the exposing, okay, shame. Thou art filled for shame for glory. Having slaves and the brutal torture done to them, and thinking of them as you had to even quote by others. I'll give you another piece of information. Let me see if I can find it. You had it. One of these notable slave owners actually acknowledged them as just being as nothing but like owner, like basically like property, like having a blanket. All right. You go to the different history of different university, Pennsylvania. They looked into ties with the slave trade. This is all shame on the Edomites. William Penn kept enslaved people. These are some of their names. Philadelphia and Pennsylvania founder William Penn legacy is widely known as of one of the religious tolerance and willingness. Right, they want you to practice Christianity. Servants obey your master, right? And them being the master, you being the servant. Meanwhile, the cruel punishment is being issued out. It says, in willingness to negotiate with indigenous people. Yeah. But in some ways, the namesake of this very news site was not all different from the other rich Edomite men of this time. All right, remember, that's a false title given to them. White and red, okay? And that was given in as the I believe the elder Malcolm, I think he said around in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, 1681. But I have to look back into that information myself. You had it where people would be, the nationality was given based on like being so-called weak people would be classified by the different places where they so-called came from the nation. Like, I'm a German, I'm a Italian, I'm this, I'm a Dane, or whatever. But it says Penn, though a pacifist Quaker, kept, as they saying, this is hypocrisy. The person who believes that war and violence are unjustifiable, kept several black or Israelite, Judites, you could probably go into. So-called Negro is the so-called black man. That's his true identity. Judah, going back to Yahweh, which means Most High. Thanks. Enslaved people during his time overseeing his colony, even as the practice grew increasingly unpopular among Pennsylvania. So, hey, going to show you. The record that exists aren't totally clear, but it seems as if Penn enslaved roughly 12 people that's what they're telling you, at his Pennsbury Manor estate, which was located in what is now Philadelphia suburbs. These people were purchased off the first slave ship known to have arrived in Philadelphia, and were of so-called African, but this is just Israelite and Caribbean descent. They were Israelites, okay? We only known a few of their names, but we know that, like many people, they worship, married for love, and gave birth to children, and some died on the estate. He certainly owned enslaved people, said Douglas Miller, director of Pennsbury Manor, which is now a museum. Some were given freedom and some were not. Frustratingly, he doesn't say why. There's a movement to re-examine American history, the way it's written, by whom, and what is leave out. The New York Times 1619 project dove deep into innumerable ways slavery left a permanent impact on the United States, the issue becoming part of the nationwide conversation after the protests that followed the police killing of George Floyd. So, you see what it's about. Good. You having one of that information. The first slaves coming off the ship here. Going on. Thou art filled for shame, for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered, meaning the sins being exposed. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Hey, this is part of that shameful spewing, all right? That disgrace, or Quiyak Lawan in the Hebrew, intense disgrace. You have it where even some of their own people are saying, we ended it early. We Quakers didn't always want that. Okay. Going on. This is Revelation chapter 13. And it says here in verse 9. It says, and if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. Okay, so there will be a recompense for the slavery done to the Israelites. William Penn will be going into slavery himself, all right, in the kingdom, all right. In his reincarnation in the kingdom, he will be going into slavery, all right, along with the rest of the Edomites that have done slavery. Okay. Exodus, the 20th chapter tell you, and I think Isaiah the 14th chapter. This is Isaiah 14:5. The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the Edomites. All right, and the power is being lost by the Edomites. Okay, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Hey, most of that was mainly hit onto our people. All right, though Esau oppresses all people, he's done the worst to the Israelites. All right, no other nation under heaven have received a worse affliction from the Edomites. All right, and they even furthered the affliction. It says, "He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth." Okay, yeah, nobody stops. Okay, yeah. So we see what it's all about. Psalms chapter 49:11 tells you also, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generation. They call their lands after their own names. Okay, Pennsylvania. Okay, but this place was taken, all right, from what? Going back from Israelites, Native Americans. All right. One more precept. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3:15. It says, "That which it hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been." And hey, another thing, William Penn's spirit could be already reincarnated in an individual at this time. You could be walking around as one of these prominent officials, all right, in government today, because reincarnation is biblical, all right. The power, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Al Shai, requires that which is past. So you can't say, "Oh, well, that was, how I'm gonna pay for that? That was my forefathers," or you actually are your forefathers. All right, as the scriptures go into, it tells you, Exodus 20:5, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them." This is a commandment given unto the Israelites. "For I, Yahweh, thy power am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." All right. You come back every 3 to 4 generation, right? I think it's Isaiah the 14th chapter. I forget the scripture. Been so long since I went. Yeah, this is it. Isaiah 14:21. "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers." All right. "That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with the cities." Okay. "And you Edomites will pay for the iniquity of your fathers, because you are your fathers." That's basically it. That's the lesson. P.S. Not all, just because you look white, so-called, doesn't make you an Edomite. All right, it's all in the spirit determined. Okay, because we did have, of course, Israelites that ruled, and hey, we were scattered, and yeah, just like not every person that looked like a so-called black person is an actual Israelite as well. Okay. The lineage and progenitor is determined by the father. All right, and just like you had the slave owners that would actually rape so-called servants, servants in slavery, and the seed will come out. That will be an Edomite seed, So, hey, the veil will be uncovered, and the shame is on you. Okay, if you're an Edomite. So that's it. Through the spirit, shalom.